7 of the 10 most popular anti-aging foundations are making you look older than you are. I tested all 10 on real mature skin, hours of wear, in honest natural light. Only 3 were safe, and one of them shocked me so much I bought it 3 more times just to make sure I wasn't imagining it. I know this works because last Tuesday, a woman sat down in my chair almost in tears. 62, gorgeous. And she told me, "I've stopped wearing foundation. Everyone I try makes me look older than I am." She'd been buying the ones with anti-aging written across the front, and she'd been using 3 of the 7 that failed. She's coming back Friday, and by the end of this, I'll tell you exactly which one I'm putting on her face, but let me save you the heartache first. I've been doing this for 30 years. I started in Seoul, and I've had my own salon for most of my life. So when I tell you something about a foundation, I'm not reading it off a box. I'm telling you what I've watched happen on hundreds of faces, in real light, hour after hour. And here's the thing the beauty counters won't say out loud. Our skin has changed. It's thinner now. It's drier. It shows every line the second something settles wrong. The oil that used to keep our skin soft, we make less of it now. That's not a flaw. That's just life. But it means a foundation that loved you at 35 can turn on you at 55. The product didn't change. You did. And most of these brands never built their formula around that one simple truth. So let's go through all 10. Let's start with the one that made me the angriest. Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. 2 out of 10. The name has Age Rewind right in it, and it did the exact opposite on my skin. It turned orange within an hour. It sank into lines I didn't even know I had. I put it on a client in the morning, and by lunch she looked like she had an older face on. Nothing says old makeup faster than a foundation gone the wrong shade against your neck. This is the first one I'd take out of your bag and toss today. But as bad as that one is, it's not the one that breaks my heart. Because the next one is sold straight to women our age, and that's what makes it so much worse. IT Cosmetics CC Cream. 3 out of 10. Almost every woman our age has tried this because it's marketed right at us. It goes on thick. It grabs every dry spot. By the afternoon, your face looks dry and cakey. I've tried it with every primer and every moisturizer out there, hoping to make it sit right, and it still sinks into everything. I had a client who loved it for years. When I finally saw her under good light, I had to tell her the truth, and she didn't want to hear it. I'm done trying to make this one work, and you should be too. Now the next one. This is the one I'll catch heat for. Some of you are going to be upset with me, but I have to be honest about it. Estee Lauder Double Wear. 4 out of 10. I know. This is everybody's ride or die, but on older skin, this is just too much. It sits heavy. It doesn't move. It doesn't breathe. And it makes every fine line look deeper than it is. That long wear, full coverage formula everybody loves, that's the very thing working against us. It's built to lock down and not move. But our skin needs a foundation that moves and breathes with us. It used to be my go-to years ago. It really was. But our skin changed. And this formula didn't change with it. It's not bad. It's just not made for the skin we have now. And that's 3 in a row. So let me break the bad news because the next one genuinely surprised me. And it costs almost nothing. L'Oreal Age Perfect, 7 out of 10. For a drugstore foundation, this goes on beautifully. It doesn't sink into lines. It gives you a soft, dewy glow that looks so natural. It's light, and your skin just looks alive, like you slept well and drank your water. In Korean beauty, we talk about skin that looks lit from within, like it has its own light. This is the first one on the list that really does that. The only reason it's not higher is the coverage is thin, so you'll need a little concealer for dark spots. But for the price, I was impressed. If you're on a budget, this is a real choice, and I don't say that lightly. Now stop, because I want to tell you the one thing that explains why 7 of these failed, and once you know it, you'll never buy the wrong foundation again. It's light. That's the whole secret. The more matte a foundation is, the harder it is on our skin. Matte means no light, and without light, every line and every dry spot comes forward. We want our skin to catch the light, not soak it up. Keep that in your head, because every single foundation left on this list either gets that right or fails because of it. Watch. NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, 8 out of 10. And look at the name. It reflects light instead of flattening it. That's exactly what I just told you to look for. It keeps everything smooth and natural all day. It doesn't get stiff. It doesn't cling to dry spots. And hours later, it still looks like you just put it on. It costs a little more, yes, but it earns it. This is one of the few I'd truly recommend to women our age. Now back to the heartache, because the next three all break that one rule, and you'll see it the second I describe them. CoverGirl, simply ageless, 3 out of 10. Honey, the name says ageless, but this aged me 5 years in 5 minutes. It goes on thick. It sits on top of your skin like a mask, and by lunch, it's crept into every crease on your face. A label is not a promise. I've watched too many women buy this, trusting that one word, and walk out looking older than when they came in. Clinique, even better. 4 out of 10. This one sounds like it should be perfect for us. Skincare right in the name, a brand we trust. But on our skin, it's dull, it's flat, and it clings to every dry patch like its life depends on it. It makes you look tired instead of fresh, which is the opposite of what we're paying for. Good brand, wrong formula. Sometimes the biggest letdown a product can give you is just being forgettable. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless, 4 out of 10, and I fell for the hype on this one, so I'm mad about it. For almost $50, this should change your life. Instead, it goes on like putty. It sits in your lines, and that matte finish makes older skin look like paper. Remember the rule? Matte and mature skin are not friends. This is that rule in action. MAC Studio Fix, 3 out of 10. And this one breaks my heart because I've used MAC since my 20s. This brand is part of my whole story, part of who I was when I was first learning my craft. But Studio Fix just doesn't work on our skin anymore. The matte finish is too strong. It sinks into fine lines almost the second you put it on. And by the end of the day, your face looks drier and rougher than it really is. We have to let this one go, ladies. Loving a product doesn't mean it loves us back. Now the one I teased at the very start. The one I bought 3 more times to be sure. Luxe Cosmetics, 10 out of 10. I didn't expect it. You put it on in the morning, and at night it still looks fresh. It doesn't cake. It doesn't turn orange, it doesn't sink into your lines, but the real magic is how it looks on. It doesn't sit on top like a mask. It looks like skin, just better skin. It matches your tone so well that you forget you're even wearing it. It reflects light the way I told you a good one has to. And remember my client, the one coming back Friday. I never told you what I decided. I put this on her. She looked in the mirror and she went quiet. That good kind of quiet, when something just works. And then she said the thing I'll never forget. She said, "That's my skin, but better." She turned her face side to side in the light, and for the first time in months, she was smiling at her own reflection. Is it perfect? The shades run a little short if you're very fair or very deep, and I'll be straight with you about that. But for most of us, it's the best one I've found. I found it cheaper on Amazon than anywhere else, so I'll leave a link below to make it easy for you. So let's bring it home. Out of 10 of the most popular anti-aging foundations, 7 of them failed us. The Maybelline, the IT Cosmetics, the Estée Lauder, the CoverGirl, the Clinique, the Charlotte Tilbury, and the MAC. The word on the label means nothing. What matters is how the foundation acts on thin, mature skin, hours later, in honest light. That's the only test that counts. And it's the one the marketing never wants you to run. The 3 that earned their place: L'Oreal Age Perfect if you want a beautiful budget pick, NARS Light Reflecting if you want to spend a little more, and the one that beat everything on this list, Luxe Cosmetics, the only 10 out of 10, with the link waiting for you below. So here's what I want you to do. Tonight, go look at your makeup bag. If you find any of those 7, set it aside. You're not throwing away money. You're stopping the thing that's been making you look older than you are. My client cried in my chair because she thought the problem was her. She thought her face had finally run past what makeup could do. It was never her. It was the foundation. Try the right one. See your own face again. And if this helped you look at your makeup bag a little clearer, you know what to do. Because there's a whole world of products sold to us that I'd be happy to be honest about next time.